What if female Deku had telekinesis and training quirk? Part 2. On the last part, we were gonna start the quirk assessment exam. During the quirk assessment exam, Aizawa throws Deku the ball, saying you got first place in the entrance exam, so throw the ball with your quirk as hard as you can. Deku uses her telekinesis to shoot the ball into orbit, shocking the class. After that, they go to the 50-meter dash. Deku gets 0.01 seconds thanks to her immense speed and stamina. Then after that, they go to the grip test, with Deku breaking the grip test with her telekinesis, shocking everybody thinking that she broke it with her pure strength. After that, they went to the side jump thing. Deku gets first place in that. Then they went back to the ball throw for everybody else's exam test. Everybody gets the same scores as in canon, except for Bakugo Katsuki. Because unlike in canon, Bakugo is actually the successor of One for All in this one. So let's go back. Let's go back to when the Sludgeville attack did happen. Because when that happened, All Might in this one saved Bakugo and was impressed at his endurance during the villain attack. So he took him to talk to him in private and asked if he wanted to be the successor to his quirk. Bakugo obviously accepted without hesitation, saying that All Might was his idol. Now back to the story of him. After they get done with the test, Aizawa tells them, not Aizawa, All Might does his entering the room like a normal person thing, and everybody is shouting All Might, except for Deku, because in this what if, she doesn't idolize All Might. She thinks of him as honorable, as a hero, but does not idolize him. All Might says there will be a hero versus villains test, and for everybody to get ready. For that test, to wear your hero costumes. So they all put their hero costumes, and they all start making their hero costumes. This right here is going to be Deku's hero costume. So on the day of the hero versus villains exam test, the teams are Deku and Ochako versus Bakugo and Ida. During this test, Deku and Ochako come up with a plan that Ochako would sneak around Bakugo, because Deku predicted that Bakugo would just charge straight at Deku. So they agree on this plan, and once they walk into the building, as Deku predicted, Bakugo charges straight at Deku, screaming, "Deku, how did you get so strong?" Deku says, I trained a lot," throwing him with her telekinesis. Bakugo is knocked unconscious by the sheer force of being thrown through a building. Then Ochako finds the bomb, telling Deku. So Deku runs up to where the bomb is to see Ochako and Ida fighting. With that distraction of Ida, Deku walks around to the bomb and touches it, making All Might say, "Hero team win." After that, Everybody else gets the same as in canon. With that, Deku goes back to the League of Villains hideout, telling Shigaraki that All Might is one of the teachers at UA. Shigaraki comes up with the idea that since the press knows this, they could go back to the school the next day and steal the plans for what Class 1A is gonna do. Deku says, I can help with that by keeping the teachers from you. So they go back. So the next day comes, Deku's in class. Deku's going to this school, and the press, the thousands of people, hundreds, the press is there trying to stop Deku for an interview about All Might, but Deku pushes them away with her telekinesis, not allowing them to even get close to her. So in class, everybody is going to choose a class representative and vice rep, is what Aizawa said. Everybody votes, and Deku gets the most votes for class representative, and Momo Yagorozu gets the second most. Deku accepts the role of class representative, and then at lunch, they get a level 3 alarm, thinking everybody was freaking out except Deku, because Deku knew what was going on. So then, Ida tries to calm everybody down by saying it's just the press asking Deku for help. So when that happens, Deku lifts everybody up with her telekinesis, telling Ida to say what he was saying now. Ida says it, then everybody calms down. Except the teachers. The teachers look at the destroyed gate and say, no normal press could do this. No normal reporter can do this. So they get on guard. Then the next day, their teacher Aizawa says that they're going to go do rescue training at the USJ. And to wear your hero costumes. Everybody gets on the bus, and they're all talking about their quirks. Froppy gets to Deku asking what her quirk was. Deku says telekinesis and his training quirk. Froppy says, wow, that's so cool. Once they get to the USJ, Deku already knows what's going to happen, so she is not surprised when the villains decide to come out of the portal, shocking all the students except for Deku. Aizawa jumps down, fighting the villains, telling 13 to protect the students. Once this happens, Deku tells Ida to run and get All Might. Ida does this, then all the students get teleported, except for Ida. Deku gets teleported in the water and the boat, and decides to pick up Mineta and Tsuyu, or Froppy, with her telekinesis, taking them to the boat. All the villains who are in the water recognize who Deku is, and choose not to attack her, knowing her power. So Deku, Froppy, and Mineta, using Deku's telekinesis, fly to land, seeing Aizawa getting his elbow disintegrated and being beat up by the Nomo. Deku smiles a little bit by this, but hides it. After that, Tomura decides to try to make a distraction, or try to hold people off. No, scratch that. the Nomu is still fighting Aizawa, and Tomura disintegrates some of his elbow. Then All Might bursts through the door and goes to fight the Nomu. With them fighting the Nomu, All Might does the same thing he does in canon and blasts the Nomu in the sky. Tomura gets mad by this, but thinks maybe he will be able to disintegrate him. So he tells Korigiri to teleport his hand to All Might's back, and that's what he does. All Might is severely injured, but not completely dead. All Might loses an arm as soon as the other heroes arrive, making Tomura unable to complete the disintegration progress. So they flee. Once they've fled, all the other heroes asked All Might what happened. He said, "Villains attacked." After that, Nezu decided to enhance the protection on on the school's protection devices. And after that, the next day, Aizawa says there's going to be a sports festival in 2 weeks, so prepare to train. This was part 2. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks. Oh no. But join my Discord, it's in the description. Thank you.